Yeah, ready. Hi, my name is Aubrey Thompson.
My name's Cody Cochran.
And my name is Amar Al Safar. And today we have an interview with a therapist in unaccompanied refugee minors. And we're going to go over the SharePoint and everything that we created. So have fun. So yeah, as I said, our interview was with a therapist in unaccompanied refugee minors. And then Corey is going to go over what's our paper was about.
So we went over two articles. The first one was called Poverty, Not the Poor. And basically, we focus too much on individuals rather than systemic issues. The real problem is the distribution of resources rather than societal um, scarcity
Mhm.
of those resources. And then the second article we looked at was unsecured credit and the safety net in the United States. And it basically just said that policies have a huge impact on the way people manage their money and how they search out welfare. Strong welfare is not necessarily equal to less spending, and social workers need to have a more better understanding of these complex policies so they can help their clients better. And that's essentially it.
And then for our interview, the typical day for the therapist who works in the private practice, they document every session, remind clients about sessions, they attend meetings, provided the provided services and resources they have is they don't bill insurance. There's free therapy for youth in the program or aged out until they're 26. They help them find a provider after 26 as well. Important skills for social workers to help people in poverty. All teen and youth interests should be free, and then free recreation, daycare, diapers, and food banks be very helpful. Biggest challenges for the clients is language barrier and transportation barrier.
Mhm.
How do they know if the programs and services are working? Is the license is continually renewed
Right.
and approval of the state to keep going, so they're doing good. Change one thing about how society addresses poverty is they should be more accepting of refugees,
Mhm.
and there should be more programs to help people living in poverty.
And something that I was like fascinating to within the interview is that they do not bill insurance and they don't charge the clients.
Mhm.
So it's something really cool to see that there are services out there for people until 26 and even after 26 to help them find and they don't bill. They were talking about like even after 26 if they need one-on-one with clients that they're not clients anymore, they still don't charge them. So it's
Right.
free forever.
They don't
It's
just like throw them to the wolves.
right. It's like such an awesome, especially therapy for free. That's like an amazing, something that they can have access to. Is something really great that they can have too. The other thing is it was funny because I was like asking them how do they know that the program is doing good, and they're like, we're still licensed, so that means we're still doing a good job. I thought it was like a great thing of like that's funny that they didn't list think that they think it's good. They like licensors think we're okay. We're passing our licensors, so we're good. And yeah, they said they're federal and state monitored. So in their audits, they do both. So they have to follow state
Yeah.
and federal. So they still licensed, so they still good. So I thought it was just funny and great. Did anything you wanted to add before? So the agency is it's a religious agency that's been happening since 1945, and it started to serve refugee resettlement first. So the program there in the unaccompanied minors program didn't start until 1975. So it's about 51 years ago, and it's been going since about 51 years ago. They serve people no matter what's their background, their religious background, their culture, their language, or anything else. So it's an awesome agency. Their mission is to practice their religious values, but at the same time serve the community. So it's kind of like they have both. They still have to follow their own religious belief and their own religious practice, but at the same time they serve everybody in the community no matter where they come from. How do they help? They help youth that they are 14 to 21, and then they are forced to flee. So any youth that they leave their country, either were forced to flee, or they run away, or there's a war, or there's something that happened, they serve those youths. And then the agency serve those youth until they age out of the system. They're one of 15 programs in the country that serves unaccompanied refugee minors, and they're one of few that serve until 21. So other programs, they age out at 18. They stay in this program until 21. So it's really, again, it's awesome to have like this resource. And again, the therapists work with them until they're 26. So it's really awesome.
So the social worker's responsibilities in the agency is basically just to provide mental health support for the people, the youth that are struggling. The views of ethical behavior, it's extremely important to hold those ethical boundaries and practice self-disclosure. The applicability of the field of social work. So you follow a system model in the direct job. You look at a client as a whole. You must be knowledgeable in every aspect of the system. You have to provide client with the real world knowledge. And then you also have to provide resources for the client. Some positive aspects that go into this field. You make a meaningful difference in people's lives. You build a strong relationship with those clients that you help. And you're basically just advocating for social justice in general. A lot of the challenges you'll face are limited resources and funding. That's one of the biggest hurdles, actually. High emotional stress and systemic barriers as far as trying to get those resources and whatnot.
Okay, starting salary. It starts at 18 to 23 an hour, with no overtime. 160 hours of PTO a year. On January 1st, use it or lose it, roll over a day per year worked, and 403B and 401k for nonprofits. And opportunities for advancement. There are not many opportunities to go up, since the only way to grow is by someone leaving and you take their position. And to grow is how you get paid better. Overall job satisfaction is great. Having health insurance, PTO, and benefits. Having a text provider such as a computer when in private, you have to bring your own place.
Which I didn't know that's a thing.
Mm.
So in private practice, they do not provide you with computers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that there's no benefits, there's no computers. They apparently share spaces with other therapists if in some private practice. So it's like
Really?
this agency provide you with computers or provide you with notes.
That's really nice.
It's a nice thing that they have.
Other private practices, you get nothing.
Get nothing, and you have to provide your own. So
Right.
It's an interesting thing. Did you want to add? Or you want to move on? Okay, so the agency has a program manager, and the program manager has supervisors under them. There are the team of 30 people. There is case managers, family consultants, transition to adult living coaches, and capacity team. So that's like trainers and recruiters. Those supervisors will have leads, and the leads have the team members. So like a supervisor would be case manager, supervisor, lead supervisor, and then case managers. And then they have therapist leads. They don't have therapist supervisors. So I think they said they have an outsider supervisor that come to supervise for hours, but they have only a lead, and then under the lead there is therapist. So that's the therapist that we met was under the lead. And then they have a finance supervisor, and then under them there is the policy coordinator. So that's the team. Again, there are like 30 people that serve those youth that they work with. A conclusion thought. So I think one of the things that we concluded as a team is there's not much resources. So that's kind of something that even Corey talked about. How like there's not much resources. They're not treating those youths as youths. They treat them as cases and case by case. So they don't get all the resources that they have access to unless they meet specific requirements. So it's something really sad that we have today. It's great that there's programs like this that serves kids in need, or kids in low income, or kids that need services, but they still treat it, if they don't pass and go to the program, they don't have access to these resources. So like they were even talking about like if they are not in this program and they're 18 or older, they're aged out. So they're homeless and they're on their own and they have no services and they don't have no resources. So I think that's one of the things that it's kind of like a really sad things that we concluded. The other thing is that again we talked about earlier that unless you're in private, if you're not in private practice, like the PTO, the 401k, the insurance and all that is not provided unless it's like specific agency that provide it. And the one thing that I wanted to add is it sounds like a therapist in social work is more than just a therapist. Like even the person that we interviewed, they were talking about like resources they have to find, connecting to resources. It's not just helping with mental health; they help with other things. So like because they even saying that like if we have a youth that come to our office and they are struggling financially to find food or to find place to stay, that's what we work on before we work about mental health. So it sounds like a social worker in a therapy or a therapist in a social worker setting is not just a mental health provider. They provide other things around it. Anything else you have to add or? Yeah, thank you so much. That was our video, and hopefully you had a good time watching it. Thank you so much. Bye.
Is it paused? Or is it done?